It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast. You know, on Saturdays, we play fun music and we feature great information at 993thevine.com with me, Big Rick Stewart, and music from my time at Live 105 and at KFOG. We also mix in some stories that I find kind of interesting, whether it's local music or food or tech or just kind of some cool things I think you ought to know about. It's always lots of fun. Fun music and great information happens every Saturday at 993thevine.com. And the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast features great information like this. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's the end of September. Well, almost. It is fall, and that means, pretty soon World Series time. My studios down here are in Las Vegas. And so one of the recent stories was a big bet placed by a guy from Houston that runs a furniture store. You may have heard of him. His nickname is Mattress Mack. He came to town and he made a $2 million bet to win $12 million if it happens. He's hoping that his $2 million will see the Houston Astros win the World Series. Wow, how about that? That's pretty good. He runs a furniture store, and this is all part of a promotion where he kind of gives people some money that buy furniture and rebates and more. But he comes and gambles, and he kind of does okay. He won a record $72.6 million last year for Houston to win the World Series, and we'll just kind of have to see what happens now. He lost his last two major bets. He lost $2 million at the Kentucky Derby and $4.15 million on the NCAA men's basketball title, but we'll see. By the way, I don't know if the Giants are going to be in the World Series this year. I don't know if they'll make it, but, they're kind of working their way towards maybe the next couple of years. They're kind of developing that kind of a team. Mattress Mack, he's in big for the Houston Astros. I don't know. What do you think? I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 993thevine.com. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We have fun music and great information. And, Coca-Cola now for a couple years, they've been doing these special weird little flavors. It's all just kind of a gimmick, but, whatever. Some of them are kind of connected to video games and more. All right, so now there's a new one. Coca has launched a new drink that's supposed to taste like the future. What? Foodandwine.com is where I found this. They say the soft drink titan is unleashing Y3000, a soda co-created between humans and, are you ready for this? Artificial intelligence. Oh my gosh. It's meant to taste just like the year 3000. Inside the can, fans are going to find a drink that looks just like classic Coke with that kind of auburn hue. The taste, however, they say isn't quite as clear-cut. Some early reviewers say that it tastes like fruit punch. Others say it's like a sweet lollipop. I'm not really a big fan of these like super, super sweet drinks, but I don't know, artificial intelligence, right? So there's more to this, though. Coca-Cola has all kinds of other things. It's not just a drink. You're going to have a QR code on the Y3000 package to reach what they call the creation site, where you can experiment with the future 977 years from now. I don't know. They're also connecting this to a streetwear brand of clothes and more called Ambush. You can find that on the website and more. Coke Y3000 comes in 0 and full sugar varieties. I don't know. Maybe give it a try. It does sound like fun to maybe play around with the QR code stuff. And I don't know if you want a lollipop soda pop. There you go. Evidently, AI says that's the future. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 993thevine.com. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Oh, I got a really good pizza hack for you. Frozen pizza. Even the good, expensive ones, they're not really that good. But here's the thing. Think of frozen pizza as just something to start with, not something to finish with. Here's a good hack from tastingtable.com. The easy hack to transform frozen pizza into a delicious deep dish pizza. You want to know about this, right? And I love this because it uses cast iron. In fact, this week I spent a lot of time re-seasoning some of my cast iron, getting it all ready for the fall season and more. So you get a frozen pizza and you got your cast iron skillet, right? Well, you take some butter, put it in the bottom of the cast iron. You put the frozen pizza on top of that. The butter's gonna brown and give it more flavor, right? And then you just add a whole bunch of toppings, whatever you want, whether it's bell peppers and onions, maybe a little sausage, extra cheese. You build a deep dish pizza out of the frozen pizza. And all of a sudden, you pop this in your oven, you let it cook, maybe add 10 minutes or so because there's more stuff, and you slice it like a pie, and you get this pizza pie frozen deep dish pizza. Now, you serve this to your friends. You don't have to tell them that it all started with a $2.99 frozen pizza on cardboard. You can just tell them, yeah, check it out. It's awesome. And you make it with the ingredients you want. I love this idea. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information here on this Saturday. Halloween stuff is in the stores, of course. I think the Halloween stuff, some stores put it out a little early. I think July 5th was when I when I started to see Halloween stuff, but whatever. Here, you know the thing, like they put out those, like the candy. Come on now. You buy some candy for Halloween this early, it's not gonna make it to Halloween. You know you're gonna have to resupply that, right? All right, but whatever. Now, what is kind of cool is that Nordic Ware, who make baking pans and stuff, they've been having these special Halloween items for a while now. And they have some new ones, and this is from Food Network. For years, Nordic Ware's Haunted Skull Cakelet Pan has been a hit, and now they've added to this. The Skull Collection returns once again for this Halloween, so you can make all kinds of creepy things and fun stuff. How about molded cocktail ice cubes and some other creative festive things? Pizza skulls. They have the Monster Mask Cakelet Pan. They also have a cast aluminum pan with a 4-cup capacity for individual monster cakes. Haunted Skull Cake Pan. The Haunted Manor Bunt Pan, Halloween Cookie Stamps, a Tombstone Cakelet Pan, a Spooky Skeleton Cakelet Pan, and all kinds of cool things. So, gotta update all your stuff, you home bakers and Halloween party throwers. Check into Nordic Ware and some of the things they're offering. They're pretty cool. And then, of course, you get totally creative with all the decorations and more. All right. I got to resupply my candy. Somebody ate it all. I don't know who it was. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Happy Halloween in advance. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart, hanging out with you today, first weekend of fall. Do I have that right? I guess so. Fun music and great information. I do know that for sure. Hey, I saw this story at tomsguide.com. Pretty good tech site. Also 9to5 Mack and other people have had this story. The new iPhone 15, probably heard them announce all that and more. All right. Well, one of the things they changed is the charging cable needed. So Apple had their own thing, and it was like the only thing that it worked on was Apple products. But now they're using USB-C, which is the oval cable that it plugs in either way. There's no upside down or anything. It's really good. And so it also allows for faster transfer speeds and things like that. All right, so here's a trick the iPhone 15 is probably going to take advantage of. The new port on the iPhone 15, the USB-C, can not only charge into the iPhone, but you can use the iPhone out to charge AirPods, Apple Watch, and other devices like that. The old Lightning port that they use only put out about 0.3 watts, and the new one puts out a lot more, like 4.5 watts, so you can actually use it to charge things. Okay, but also you might be able to hook up external hard drives. So all those really awesome photos and videos you take with your iPhone 15, you can dump them onto an external hard drive, not take up space on your phone. And you can also probably output to monitors and TVs when you're playing video games or having, video conferences or just watching some video content on your iPhone. you can take it and put it out much easier to these other devices. Pretty cool. I think there's lots of tricks ahead for the iPhone 15, although I don't think I can afford it. Ought to see. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 993thevine.com. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information. Thanks for hanging out with me today. A big audio hello to everybody who's walking. Well, maybe you're on the Vine Trail or walking around the neighborhood or on a treadmill or doing whatever. Here's a story from SciTech Daily. Sci is in science. Walking wonders, they say, fewer steps than thought for a longer life. All right. Tell me more, you say. Daily step counts necessary for health benefits may be less than what was believed earlier. This is after, looking at studies and doing things and checking stuff out. And, well, this all is from the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology. Now, they say walking a minimum of about 4,000 steps a day can decrease the all-cause mortality risk. That's good. If you walk at least 2,300 steps a day, you can lower the risk of death from cardiovascular disease. Now, you may have heard like 10,000 steps a day. Maybe you don't have to walk that much. By the way, you can look up the origins of the 10,000 steps thing. You wouldn't believe how it all got started anyway. Now, they do say if you walk more, you get more benefit. And if you walk a lot, there's no problem with all that. So get out and walk. And you might only need, like 3,000-4,000 steps a day instead of 10,000 steps a day. They do also say there's strong evidence a sedentary lifestyle may contribute to an increase in cardiovascular disease and a shorter life. So, knock off the sedentary lifestyle, go for a walk. And thanks for listening to us. Maybe while you're listening and going for a walk and feeling good about things. It's all part of the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 993thevine.com. Well, those are some stories that I have featured on the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Tune in at 8 a.m. every Saturday at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart here. Music from my days at Live 105 and KFOG, some current songs, lots of surprises and more. It's always lots of fun. We have a 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon. It happens all day. The Wine Country Saturday soundtrack and the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack podcast. Tell your friends, and thanks for listening to this podcast, and thanks for checking out 993thevine.com.